Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's stream where I'm just randomly live streaming at 8 o'clock on a Friday night. You know how hard I had to fight my brain to do this? I'm such a routined person that I'm like, I don't even know if I can stream. It's not at 7 o'clock like I always stream at night. It's like 1 o'clock if it's the afternoon, 7 o'clock if it's night. I don't break that, or it's 1 or 3 actually. There's 2 times, 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock are the times I can stream in the afternoon. I'm like, no, spontaneity, especially when your job ain't consistent. You gotta do spontaneous stuff. So I will never stream before a shift because that is too much for my brain to handle. Anyways, we're back here. We are going to be playing Minecraft. Obviously, it's what's right in front of the screen. We will be continuing our path. You may notice that I'm now at home. It's because I came home, did a bit of stuff. I wanted to add a little bit to Warriors of the Mind, and I created an entire game. I now have 2 sets of dice in front of me because we will need them for the new version. So there are probably more Warriors of the Mind than there will be placing blocks, but that's okay because this is going to be pretty darn exciting. We're going to be play testing it, making sure that it is all working well. Who knows, maybe the next thing I set up is a dice cam so you can see the rolls, make sure they're all going well. I will have to figure out how to do that. I do have a webcam. I just don't use it unless I'm on a family call. It's literally the only use I have for it. But I honestly, it's supposed to be able to clip on the top of a monitor, and I just don't know how to clip it on top of a monitor. But it can clip facing downwards, so I should be able to like clip it on the top of my second monitor and then use that or something. I don't know. We could figure it out if I ever get that far. But I created a whole freaking game. We're going to read the rules to start the stream off because it's kind of funny. So yeah, that's it for today. I need to play test it, make sure it all works. I did some play testing yesterday, got it all figured out, and it's actually pretty cool and deceptively complex for how simple it seems to be. But anyways, let's go ahead and start with some prayers. So without further ado, please bow our heads. Dear Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for letting me be able to stream. Just pray that everything goes well and smoothly, and that I'll be able to glorify you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So one of the other reasons I am here is because I don't think in that entire time I was here, I didn't repair this at all. Instead, we have an instruction manual and a template character sheet. So if we want to make characters, we're going to need more of these. which should be fine. We should be able to easily make more of them. We'll do the instructions first. So prepare yourselves for a lot of reading. All right, so look at this. We made it fancy and everything. I put a lot of work into this for no reason. All right, so this game uses a D20 system that and core stat points to play. The main stat points you can get by RNG are vitality, strength, agility, and intellect. This system also uses an average system, which gives players bonuses or penalties based on your stat points. Here's how the average works. So average, just generic person, is a 40 to a 60. 25 to 40 is sub average, and 0 to 25 is below average. And then you have Sir average and above average. Here, the turns. To take a turn, the attacker will roll 1d20 to determine damage. If it lands on a 20, it is a critical hit which cannot be dodged and inflicts the mortal wound condition. And a 1d8 will be added to the damage for the mortal wound condition. Explanation page 8. The defender will roll 1d20 to dodge. Explanation page 11. If successful, the defender can counter based on their intellect stat. Should have put, I don't think I have enough space, but this is, let me see if I have enough space for this. Hold on. I do not have enough space for this. Whatever. It's explained on another page. Check if you have the mortal wound condition and need to roll for damage based on its multiplier and your hit threshold. A lot of terms and things that'll be explained later. I think I might get rid of the explained later because it just doesn't look good. Power stats. Vitality refers to how many hits a character can take, resulting in a hit threshold. Each character starts with 100 vitality. Roll a 1d. Sorry, that should be roll a1. No, it should just be roll 1d100 and add that to your starting 100 vitality. Your hit threshold is the amount of damage required to take during the mortal wound condition. If the damage you take is less than your hit threshold, you don't take that damage, not the damage, just the mortal wound damage. For the hit threshold, take the 1d100, take the 1d100 roll and multiply it by 10%. So the same roll you use to calculate your vitality, the extra vitality you get, is the same one you use for your hit threshold. Strength refers to a character's ability to inflict the mortal wound condition. The mortal wound condition is given based on the strength average. At the start of a character's turn, if they are inflicted with the mortal wound condition, then they take damage equal to a die roll depending on what level of mortal wound condition they have. This condition stacks until level 5. The levels are as such. First level of it, 1d6. Second level, 1d8, and so on and so forth. Strength, and you might be wondering, like, 1d20 is a lot, especially if you keep rolling 20s. But then again, that means you have 5 mortal wounds. You're gonna be dying. You're basically dying at this point. And mortal wounds don't happen very commonly, so it's not like this is the kind of stuff we're gonna playtest to see if this is balanced. Strength average, based on the roll of a d20 strength average based on the roll of a d20 land in the range to inflict a mortal wound. Wow, I'm missing a lot of letters here. Can I fit an A in here? I can't fit anything in here, so it's gonna be fine. So if you're below average, it's a 20. If you're sub average, you have to roll between a 17 and a 20. Basically, if you're really strong, you just need to you literally have a 50% chance of hitting that mortal wound threshold, and it just slowly, your chances increase to a 1 in 20 chance if you have a 0 and 25 strength. Agility refers to a character's ability to dodge an attack. So now you can kind of see the differences between what we were doing before and what we have now, because now agility is not just how fast the character moves, but actually can be based on dodging. To dodge, roll 1d20 in conjunction with the attack roll. If the roll is higher than or equal to the attack roll, the dodge is successful. Intellect refers to your character's ability to counter an attack. To counter an attack, you must land a successful dodge. Your intellect average will determine which die to use when calculating your counter. Intellect average. This one, intellect is where things get complicated. So 0 to 25, you roll 1d20. If 20, then counter. If you're 25 to 40, roll 1d12. If 12, then counter, and so on and so forth. The die just keeps getting smaller until you get a d6. You just have to max out the die. If a successful counter is rolled by maxing out the die, then you take your dodge roll you take the dodge roll, the damage, and add 1d4 for counter damage. Yeah. And then for below average, you can use initial dodge roll. So whatever your initial dodge roll, if you rolled a 20 on that initial dodge roll, you can get the counter. Otherwise, no. So yeah, basically, you take the damage. Now for... Dang it, I forgot the averages. I forgot the averages for agility, for the dodge average. Ugh. Alright, we'll go through general stats and then we'll move everything over one so we can put that slot in. General stats, the weapon your character uses is chosen by rolling 1d20 and selecting the weapon that correlates with the roll. Your special attack is your character's go-to attack or an ace up their sleeve. The special attack is more for me when I'm describing what's happening. And then here is the weapons list and to be expanded, which we already need to do, but not this way. We need to move everything over until we get to agility, which actually is surprisingly easier than you'd expect to just move everything over by a page. Okay. We'll see. I see what's wrong. There we go. I was one slot down. Oh, intellect. There's so much on intellect, I tell you. Intellect, I think, is probably one of the more complicated of these. Alright. So, agility averages. Wait, I just need to see. Okay, yeah. Is that centered? It's supposed to be not centered. Alright, agility averages. So 0, oh, we can put this up here. 0 to 25. 25 to 40. 40 to 60. Hopefully, I think I know exactly what it needs to be. Oops. So, average, yeah. This is +1 to dodge roll. I may need to make another page. We'll see. +2 to dodge. And can counter. And can dodge counter. Being good at dodging is great. I don't think there's no change. Or I guess we'll do normal dodge. No change it is. Because we can't fit normal dodge. -2 to dodge. -1 to dodge. Okay. Perfect. You can even get a little bit more space by doing this. You sure you can't? Man. It's just ever so slightly long. Ugh. That doesn't help. Okay. I'm pretty sure, yeah, 40 to 60 is just, you could do reg dodge. Regular dodge. Boom. So that's the instructions. Here's the character sheet. So you have character sheet, you have your name, their gender, their vitality. You have their vitality, so their actual health, and then their hit threshold. You have their power stats, so their strength, their agility, and their intellect. You have their general stats, so like their weapon attack, their special attack. Just made up some things. I know lorem is an actual Latin word. The rest of it's just gibberish, and then any additional information that you want to add for the character. Boom. Okay, that's everything you need to know. Bundles kind of suck because they can't hold this the way I want it to. So, I need books and quills. I need more books and quills. The issue is I only have a few feathers, a few ink sacs. Books is actually really easy. Let's repair our ground gobbler because we're gonna need it. 15 minutes into streaming, you just got done getting information dumped. Congratulations. So that's gonna be fun. If you're wondering why I'm live streaming tonight specifically, since Friday is not a usual time I live stream, it's because the normal thing I do wasn't happening tonight. And then normally I would watch a movie with the family, but movies these days kind of just suck. So we didn't watch a full movie. We just watched a couple episodes of Spy Family. I did with my dad. My mom was mowing. And so we did that instead of watching a movie. And then that gave me the time needed to live stream where I had to wrestle with myself in terms of whether or not to even live stream, and debating whether doing some of this just off camera, which there's a certain point where I might do that. I don't know. I don't necessarily need to live stream everything. This is the third live stream, and we're probably not going to make it any further. But that's okay. We don't really need to trade anymore. I'm like 99% sure that you cannot buy books and quills. You can sell them. You can sell ink. You can sell them book and quills for emeralds. Why would you ever do that? I wish it was the other way. Which means we need feathers and ink and books. I should have enough books down there, like bookcases. All right, I need to go hunt chickens because the thing I don't have the most of. I need at least 2 characters so we can figure this out. I need a shulker box. What color should this be? What color don't I have? Let's make this like, yeah, magenta. I was honestly thinking magenta. Okay, magenta. And then we'll see if I can, I'm pretty sure that book needs to be signed in order to copy it. I literally have a book. I literally have an axe for this, but you know what? I'm too lazy to get it. So this is fine. So we're gonna create 3 of the books that we have already. We're gonna need more, so we're just gonna put these in here. You know what? Just in case, I'm gonna bring like 8 more bookshelves with me in case I need them. Okay, so I'm pretty sure if I take this template, put that in there, yeah, it's not gonna copy it down. So I think what I'm gonna do, I think this is everything I want. So we're gonna sign it. Template. We'll just name it template. Sign and close. Interesting, because the name of the book is different. Because we named it. Okay, so now I think I can do. Oh, no. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. We can still use this as like a copy. But I'm now sad that it's signed. Okay. That's fine. Let's go hunt some chickens. Warriors of the Mind box. I have my Warriors of the Mind box, right? They all have some kind of building box. I love that. Anyways, we only have 4 shulker boxes of course dirt left. Oh, that's an empty shulker box. What the heck's that doing over there? That could be emptied. That's a later me. That's a later me problem. Let me actually. Okay, that was kind of crazy. I was gonna say, let me walk the path, and then while we're walking the path, we can kill things. Like squids, for example. It's just me? I don't remember them move. Like, I know they sprint away when you hit them, but I don't remember my attack. Knockback on it intentionally, because I hate knockback. It sucks. Because if I'm fighting close range, I want the enemies to be right in front of me, not away from me. Dude here. We're disconnecting. That's fine. That might be the reason. Loading cow. Anyways. Now we need feathers. Feathers is really what we need. What we desperately need. We should be able to follow this basically the whole way. We can use our path to get back to the other side of the path. And then eventually, when I figure out what custom tree design to use, I can throw custom trees all around me. And we can actually walk through a forest. Because I'm the kind of guy. Like, I need to eventually go through and terraform this whole thing here. And get this terraformed. So that way it actually, you know, isn't just floating. But that's a future me problem. And then and on top of that, I'd like to add custom trees and whatnot to the sides of this area in order to, you know, make it more interesting. Because, like, imagine walking through forests along your way. And I feel like, the meadow up here, maybe we do keep, like, really open. Okay, sheep do spawn here. I literally looked down. I meant chickens. Chicken. Hello. Okay. We'll worry about getting rid of the chicken later. Oh, another chicken. Okay. We gotta find more chickens. We're actually almost to we're almost to where we left off, guys. It's too quick. And I don't see that many chickens. Where the frick are all the chickens? I swear I kill these things like no tomorrow. Maybe that's why there's no chicken, because I killed them all. Cross the beautiful bridge. The good news is we're right next to a river. So if we need more ink sacs, we can easily get some. But right now, that's not necessary. This is going to be a crazy terraform session right here. Because I want to cover up both of these holes. Both of these holes. It's going to take a while. Oh, chicken. You just got egged, son. Oh. That explains where the boxes are. I just left them here. Oh, I do not want to keep the chicken. No. Oh, there's another chicken right there. Sup, Chance? Get rid of the chicken. Gross. We don't like chicken. Fun fact. Ah, perfect. Nice. Okay. We're dropping frames a lot, but you know what? It's fine. These streams were never going to be that good anyways. Alright. So we can make like 11 more. We can at least make 2 characters to start. I kind of want to at least get to the village. That's like the least that I want to do in today's stream. But first, I have to create template. Okay, so we have Actually, you know, I can do this. No, I can't because I signed the book. I screwed myself over, guys. I can't copy and paste anymore because I signed the book. I really thought that it would keep it in book and quill format. This is really annoying. I wish there was a, oh my gosh, I screwed myself over. I think I'm gonna make a new template. I think I have to. Because, like, I'm just gonna do this. It's funny, I say character sheet here. We're going to bring back, you know what? No. We're gonna let all the guys we had go away. We're gonna bring back, we're gonna bring a new guy in. We're gonna bring Theocritus. He's a very Roman guy. Male. I don't think I have any space on this one. Theocritus male. Vitality. So let's roll for his vitality. He's going to be blue. I have blue and gray, so he's going to be blue. That's a D100. Oh no, we do want to roll a D100. Boom. 65. So 165. And his hit threshold. Bonk. His hit threshold is going to be 6.5. Hit threshold. His power stats. Alright, his strength. I'm not lying, guys. So he's not a strong guy. Yeah. He might be able to counter more often because he's going to be dodging, so he's not going to get hit a lot. And his intellect is standard, so his counters will be normal. I have to reread on counter because I already kind of forgot it. That's why we have the instruction manual with us, and we're not going to sign it because there's going to be a lot of adjustments. Yes. Who knows? Maybe this game actually will like make it big or something, and I get to sell it. General stats. His weapon. I'm pretty sure I do that. Let's roll that D20, that juicy D20. He got a 12. I need, this. He got a 12. Let me, while I'm here, let's see. Yeah, dodge, regular dodge. Yeah, so he's got +2 to dodge, and he can dodge counters, which is really nice. Blah, blah, blah. So, D10 for the counter. So he rolls a D10 for a counter. Cool. Average counter. Cool, cool, cool. Right, and then it's his dodge roll, and that's only on a successful dodge. So, agility and intellect really go together because strength is really strong. Alright, 12. He's got a scythe. Theocritus and his scythe. He's not going to be landing. Special attack. His special attack, he's not very strong, so he's not going to be inflicting mortal wounds. At least not commonly. He has to roll He has to roll a 20 if he wants to hit the mortal wound. So basically he has to get the crit in order to get a mortal wound. Which is kind of funny. May change it to 19 and 20, so that way there is a possibility he can get a mortal wound without the crit, but still. So his special attack will be... Is that how I do that? Special attack. Okay. And then it's... Oh, attack name. His special attack is... I want to call it the... Actually, let's just call it the tornado. Don't know how to spell tornado. Tornado. Spins in a circle with his scythe outstretched, creating... That's not how you spell stretched. Stretched. Creating an offensive and defensive move. Boom. And then this page really won't be used. This is more for you guys if you have any additional lore on any of your characters. That's Theocritus. We're going to copy and paste this. We are here. The next person is going to be Jotunheim. Jotunheim is going to use the gray dice. Oh wow. Very similar. Very similar on that. Okay. Let's see. Strength. Not very impressive. It's a 36. Oh! His agility, though, sucks. Let's hope he has good intellect. Guys, I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry, but this guy has terrible stats. Ugh. Rolled a 5 and a 6. Ugh. I almost pity. We don't need to do that. We just need this part. And we can do... So his weapon is going to be a 4. Which I'm pretty sure... Oops, that's not the right one. Man, I gotta go all the way to the back. Oh, 4. He's a spear user. Okay. Spear. The javelin. Instead of javelin, get it? Quick attack move where he jabs in front of him at least 6 times. And then any additional information that needs to be added onto this character. Boom! This template's kind of useless. Okay. So we have our 2 characters. Well, that's actually fixable. So this one is Theocritus. Theocritus character sheet, which means this is Johnson. Pretty sure it was that. No, it's that. Jotunheim. It was an N, but I want it to be an H. So we have Theocritus versus no, Jotunheim. Theocritus versus Jotunheim. Cool. And the anvil can go in here. Makes sense. I feel like it makes sense to keep anvils with me. It's a very, very useful item. Okay. We can remove that. We can put that in there. We can put those. Jeez. Okay. Save our books right there. We're gonna remove our... maybe not our bow. We'll replace our bow for our sword. Yeah, no, we just... Okay. We kind of need both of them to get this underway. Alright. So, how this works is we need to figure out which character goes first. We're going to take an unbiased die, because we have a blue D6 and a gray D6, so I have 2 other D6, so we're going to take one of those other ones to be an unbiased die. Since Jotunheim is going to be evens, Theocritus odds. Alright, evens goes first, so Jotunheim goes first. So we're going to leave him in here. So, to attack, Jotunheim is going to roll. Terrible. I have to look at their stats. Jotunheim. Okay, that doesn't really affect him. And Theocritus affects him greatly. Hold up. I should probably keep the instruction manual in my inventory, because it'll make life a lot easier. I guess I don't need rockets. We don't really need that. Okay. So he's average, so it's 1d10 for Theocritus. So Theocritus is currently going for the counter. So Jotunheim goes in for a generic jab attack. Very poorly aimed. Very poorly aimed attack. So Theocritus is able to quite easily dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's able to quite easily dodge this attack. Because Jotunheim doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. And the terrain here kind of sucks. It's like terrible. Anyways, so Jotunheim goes for the attack. Theocritus dodges. Barely able to dodge. But this opens the doors for Theocritus to go for a counter. So Theocritus, if I can find my D10, does not get the counter and just barely dodges. Alright, yeah. Just barely dodges that attack. Yeah. Barely dodges the attack. Should always have a few extra slots for honestly the dirt. I need to do that more often. Anyways, so that's Jotunheim's attack right there. So Theocritus is going to roll for an attack. He is going to use his scythe and just kind of give a pretty good swipe. Ooh! So that attack is going to go through. The swipe hits let's see, Jotunheim's strength is 36. His strength is 2, which means he has to roll a d20 to get the mortal wound. So he doesn't get that, so instead he just damages him. So he goes down from 160. Oh, you know what I don't have? I think I need to redo this template. I just realized I don't have anywhere to put what their... I don't have any space for the damage they've taken. Unless... That is actually an interesting idea. If we just add up damage taken, and once it maxes at this... I feel like we can do this better. Let's see. Let's fix this bottom portion. So we have vitality. No, I liked that. I like how this is. I like how clean this is. So we have to do... I'm honestly thinking we have their health. This is what's going to whittle down. So we have the minus 17 from this. Because it goes until it hits 0. Once it hits 0, the opponent wins. Whoever hits 0 first loses, basically. Let's see. So 17. So we're going to go down from 160 to 150 minus 7. So 43. So he's at 143. There you go. So his mortal wound condition. Actually, you know what? Let's create a new word. Not like make up a word, but like use another word. His mortality. So he's at 143 is his health. His mortality is currently times 0, so he takes no damage. Sorry, not times 0. I think I actually like the X better, unless we did. I think I like the X better. And that way, mortality. So we can keep track of what their current health is. This is their max health, because theoretically we're going to reuse these characters. So this way we can reset it and keep track of what their original health is at. And then their mortality is the mortal wound threshold. So every time we calculate damage, we'll check this. If it's at level 1, we have to roll a d6 to calculate that damage. Otherwise, everything else is fine. So we can go to Theocritus. And we can do 165 mortality times 0. Fine. Okay. So Theocritus does his scythe swipe, and it hits Jotunheim. Jotunheim kind of regains his bearings, tries to figure out what he's going to do next. He discovers it. And he is about to go into an attack. So he goes in for the attack. Ooh, this is a pretty beefy attack. Yeah, it's a beefy attack. So, goes in for the javelin jab. Not the javelin, he's not going to use that move just yet. But he does do like a 3-pronged attack where he goes jab, jab, jab. To which Theocritus is unable to dodge all the jabs. So he's going to lose 17 health as well. Minus 7, so it's going to go down to 5, and then 48. I do my math weird. Sue me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So, that jab is a successful hit, and, Jotunheim kind of gotta think now. He's like, okay. Oh, wait, no. Sorry. Jotunheim did that attack. Theocritus is like, okay, this guy can fight. He can hit. Though Theocritus is a dodger. But this dodge, he just wasn't ready for the attack at all. Theocritus, not even, like, taking off his guard. He just really wasn't paying attention at all. But that's okay, because he's going to go for the attack now. Oh, yeah. So he goes for the attack. Oh my gosh. See, this is the problem. I forgot about the counters. Counters are on successful dodges. So a successful dodge, Jotunheim can go for a counter. He's very visual, which means he can roll. Oh, yeah, he has to roll a perfect d20 if he wants to counter. Not ideal, and our guy just has to roll a d10 in order to get the counter. I haven't rolled it on the past few, but that's okay. So he goes for the attack. Jotunheim successfully dodges, does not manage to get a counter. Therefore, Jotunheim goes in for an attack. Absolute terrible attack, which means counter, but does not successfully get a counter. So let's see, Jotunheim. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's weird. This is a weird path. Okay. Jotunheim goes for the attack. Very poorly put together attack. I feel like he got a little too excited for the attack and just completely whiffed it. Perfect opportunity for the counter, but Theocritus can't seem to find it. Swift and easy dodge for him, though, so he's not particularly, that's kind of awkward, particularly concerned. The dodge was a success, and he can move on with his life. So he goes in for the attack, manages to make an attack. No mortal wound. Actually, what's the mortal wound threshold for our guy? Mortal wound threshold for somebody with 36 is a 17 to 20. Hold. Oh, I've been doing this so poorly. Okay, Theocritus has been hit by 117, so he technically has one mortal wound threshold. He just dodged. We'll let it slide this time. Oh, it's hard to keep track of everything. You'd be surprised. I feel like I could do a stream just doing this, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, this is I feel like I could make this into a multiplayer game. Alright, this is where things get weird. I think I'm going to have it go out this way. I think I'm gonna have it go to like here. Alright. So, wait, who just attacked? Who just attacked? I think Jotunheim just attacked. Theocritus dodged, so he gets to go for a counter. He makes the counter. And therefore gets his 13 for the dodge plus 3, 16 damage in. So we're going to minus 3 to 40. Minus 10 to make that 30. And then minus another 3 to make that 27. No mortal wounds. So that was Jotunheim making the counter and all that good jazzercise. That means Theocritus goes for the attack now. Decent attack. Not a mortal wound against a terrible dodge. Oh, it's so terrible. So that's a 16 against that 3. That 16 goes through, so this is 1. And then this gets changed to 1. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, I think Warriors of the Mind has gotten too complex to do while doing something like building a path, because it's so much dice rolling. I could do an entire video / live stream just doing Warriors of the Mind. Okay. It's actually kind of fun. It just needs a lot of playtesting to make sure it's, like, balanced. Because right now, I don't know. I feel like Theocritus has it in the bag, and I need to remember. But then again, mortal wounds can be inflicted, so do keep that in mind. Mortal wounds is kind of what it all comes down to. Okay, so that's 16. Jotunheim goes for the attack. Barely a successful dodge, because Theocritus gets plus 2 to his dodge. So that's a successful dodge. It goes for the counter, misses the counter. So that's such a successful dodge. Oh dear. This is where things get complicated when it comes to the town, because look at how unlevel it is. So I'm thinking we're gonna bring this to like here, I think, and then go down slope a lot more along this edge, I think. So I'm gonna have it go like this, snake around this edge, go to like the top of this, snake down a little bit, match. Honestly, I'm just gonna end it right here, but it'll be hovering in the air because that's where the actual level is going to be, and then we'll adjust this whole place and probably put a bridge to go into the village. Actually, I might make the village over there, but yeah, either way, we need to stop it right as we get to the village because the village path will be different. I do have my bow. Do I hit anyone? No. It's more like right there. Okay, I gotta save these villagers. Just kidding. I don't really need to do them anything. I don't owe them anything. Jeez Louise. These guys are annoying. Okay. So Jotunheim just went. He just attacked. Which means that it's Theocritus's turn to attack. So Theocritus goes for the attack. Terrible attack. Oh! Though, because of his low agility, he gets a -2 to any dodge. So he actually, they both rolled a 5. But Jotunheim has -2, so he actually rolled a 3. So the attack does go through. It's weak. So that's weak. Theocritus is pretty much chilling right now. He's mad chilling. Alright, so we want to go to... It's more fun to me if I don't describe it. So, but let's just know that Theocritus just got a hit through, which means Jotunheim goes for an attack. Oh my gosh. Okay, guys, this is just crazy. So Jotunheim rolled a 3, right, for the attack roll. Bro rolled a 3 for an attack roll, right? Not crazy. But not good either. And Theocritus rolled a 1. But remember, Theocritus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 has a +2 in dodge, so he actually has a 3. And if you remember the rules, it's equal to or greater than or higher than the attack. So Theocritus barely dodges that. Goes in, that's a successful dodge. This isn't going to be a powerful attack if he does manage to counter. He does not manage to counter, but then he goes straight for an attack. Not a very stable attack. Hoo! Hoo! If only that was an attack roll. Oh, wait. If that was only an attack roll on the other side of things. That's a successful dodge. His agility... Oh! But that is a dodge. So he successfully gets the counter. Because he rolled a 20. So he actually gets the counter. Boom! 23 damage for that counter. Like, perfect. Oh, man. That was an incredible turn of events. The counter dodge that Jotunheim just had. Okay, I do need to paint the picture for this, okay? So... So Jotunheim... Right? Jotunheim... goes for the attack. Or, sorry. Theocritus goes for the attack. Jotunheim easily predicts where that scythe's going, right? So Theocritus goes for like a side sweep scythe attack, but it's so easy to read that even despite Jotunheim's slow speed, manages to jump over it and get in close and stops the scythe before he can even make the full thing. He jumps over the blade, lands in front, stops the scythe, and then goes with his spear and jabs it for the counter to attack Theocritus. That was freaking epic. That was a display of pure grit. You love to see it. This is why we come to these things. This is why we come to these things. This is why. Oh my, I forgot that's actually good for the way that I thought. So we have to go much slower. Oh boy, that was kind of crazy. That was kind of crazy. Wow, I moved over 4 slots in this? Why? Why did I do this to myself? We just made a quick turn, I guess. I was not intending to make a turn this fast, but it is what it is. The fan needs to be on because the heat's starting to go up. Boom. Fan on. Okay. So, Theocritus, kind of annoyed, honestly. I would be too, but I'd also be, like, kind of impressed at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's 6. I'd be, like, kind of impressed at the same time. He wails up and gets ready for his next... Sorry, that was a counter. Jotunheim gets ready for his next attack. Looking terrible. But it goes through. And gets another 7 points off of Theocritus. Now Theocritus is mad. Goes in for an attack. Pretty weak sauce attack. He needs a pretty strong attack if he wants to get that mortal wound. He has to maximize. He's not gotten a mortal... Oh my gosh. Hold up. Theocritus has a mortal wound, which means I'm going to roll, like, the d6 3 times. 2, 2, 6, 10. So he really should be here because of that mortal wound. Sorry, I need to remember to do that every time. So this is the attack. Jotunheim attacks with a 7. Theocritus dodges with a 10, actually a 12. He then goes for the counter, misses the counter. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. That was Jotunheim's attack. Theocritus goes for an attack. Takes another point for his mortal wound. Should be calculated before any attacks happen. Rolls a 13 to attack. Jotunheim misses with a 4. That's a 13 against Jotunheim. So he's, let's see, that's 3 minus 3. And then 10 is 93. Alright, he's sub 100. It is not looking good for Jotunheim. Not looking good at all. He's looking worse for wear. Absolutely atrocious right now. Absolutely atrocious. The crowd is roaring. They want... They want weird paths, I guess. I don't know. I really should have this the other way. Hold up. There you go. Because we need to go that way. So that's a crazy attack. Jotunheim goes for the attack. Doesn't roll very high. Theocritus gets the dodge with a 13. Goes for the counter. Misses the counter. Okay. Dirt placing now. We need to go more that way. We really need to cut diagonally. Let's see, I want it to be level with about here. So about 70 is where I want to end this. We're at 77 right now, so we have quite a ways to go. We're gonna have a pretty harsh turn. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So Theocritus then goes for his attack. 13 to attack. A lot of 13s here. 9 to dodge. That does go through, so that's another 13. Jotunheim, not looking good. He needs to get another spoof of luck here. if he wants to pull something out and actually get an attack in. Yeesh. Alright, we're just gonna pull this over. So I need this to go. I am out. Alright, time to move our setup. Alright, so Jotunheim goes for the attack. A 5 on the attack. He's just doing terrible. 11 to dodge. 5 for the counter. Nothing happens. Theocritus goes for another attack. 6 to attack. 1 to dodge. That's another 6 points to Jotunheim. I need to add 2 to that. So that was at 90. So we're now at 84. You just lost 2 more hit points. Actually, I think I did 2 rounds, so lose another 5. So he's now at 100 because of his mortal wound. That's how mortal wounds are supposed to work, because you're constantly smacking each other, but then, you know, you're also kind of dying at the same time. That was Theocritus's attack. Throw the dirt in there. Okay. So Jotunheim goes for an attack. Natural 1. 16 for the dodge. With no on the counter. It's really hard to stay on this path. Okay. Theocritus goes for the attack. 11 to attack. 1 point of damage for the... I tell you. Alright. So that was an attack. There's Jotunheim. Goes for the attack. 20 for the attack. 20. That's an automatic hit. That's an automatic hit and a mortal wound. And because it's a mortal wound, I forgot to add the D8 for a mortal wound on the other time. So that's 21 points of damage to Theocritus. So he's going to go down to 79 to actually 78. And he's going to get 2 to the mortal wound. It's an undodgeable critical hit mortal wound. Theocritus goes for that. 12. D6 bumps up to a D8. Maximum damage. Gets an 8 from his mortal wounds. Rolls a 12 to attack. Jotunheim dodges with a 5. Doesn't make it through. That's a 12. So that's 63, 61. Who? It's a closer knit battle than you would expect it to be. Oh, baby. Actually, kind of going crazy. Two, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Hooli. Okay, so that was Theocritus's attack. So Jotunheim now gets to attack. Jotunheim has actually yet to roll another mortal wound. Oh, wait, no, he did roll another mortal wound. He rolled the 20, which is an automatic hit on the guy that's already... He's beating a guy that's already down, dude. He is going ham. He's going to roll again for the attack. Powerful attack. It's a 10. Easily beat by Theocritus. Theocritus goes for the counter. Does not get it. He goes for the attack. Rolls a 2 for the attack. A 4 for damage. So he's now at 66 damage. Jotunheim dodges. 18. So that clearly goes through. He needs... Oh, in order to counter, he needs to hit an A20 on a D20. So he does not get the counter. Doesn't get the counter. But he dodges. So, you know, it's fine. It's fine. He dodged. He dodged. So that's cool. Jotunheim, ladies and gentlemen, Jotunheim can dodge. One, two, three. Alright, that's crazy. I did do the damage, was 4, and I did take it off. So that means Jotunheim goes for the attack. Rolls a 2 for the attack. 7 for the dodge. 9 for the counter. Misses the counter. Ooh, baby. This is an intense fight. I tell you, I am on the edge of my seat right now. We're at 74. Ooh. No, don't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Six. You can start going straight a little bit. Come on. Honestly, I'm actually going to leave it right here. I think I might just do this, just so, like, just to kind of end it. But we're gonna leave, we're gonna end the path there. I end the path there. Okay. So, let's see. Theocritus goes for the attack. Rolls an 11 for the attack. A 5 for his mortal wounds. That's pretty crazy. And Jotunheim rolls a 5 to dodge, so he does take the 11. So he's at 50. This is a tight-knit battle. Jotunheim goes for the attack, rolls a 14. A 4 for the dodge. That goes through. That's a 14 on Theocritus. So let's make it 13, 50, and then 47. Ooh, baby. Theocritus goes for the attack. A 6. It could have been a 19. It was a 6. Takes 4 points of damage for his mortal wounds. The dodge is an 11, so that's a successful dodge, but not a successful counter. Goes for the attack, a level 2 for the attack. An 11 for the dodge. That's a successful dodge. Does not get the counter. Goes for an attack, 5. 2 on damage. 8 on dodge. That's a successful dodge. So, takes the 2. Sorry, that was out of 3, so that's a 1. Yeah, close to the battle. We got a 17 for the attack. I need to look up the... Okay, so, Jotunheim has 36 on damage. I'm pretty sure a 17 for an attack is a mortal wound if it lands. Let's see, he's 36. Yes! Oh, that's a mortal wound if it lands. So it's a mortal wound. Dang it, I dropped the die. I dropped the die trying to pick it up. Okay. And so that's a 17 plus 1 if he lands the mortal wound. If our plus 2 dodge can dodge this. And 11. He does not. He does not. I repeat, he does not. So now he's a level 3 in mortal wound. He takes 18 points of damage. So let's do 20 plus 2. So it's going to be 21 plus 2. So he's actually at 23 health. And guess what, guys? It's his turn to attack. So he's going to attack with a 2. With a 2. and he has to roll a d12 instead of a wait, no. Sorry, we were at d8. He's got to roll a d10 for mortal wound damage. That's just 3 damage straight off the bat with a 2. 5, so it's a successful dodge on Jotunheim's part. He's going to roll for the attack. 3 on the attack. 19 on the dodge. That's a 19 on the dodge. So that's a successful. So he's going to roll a d10 for that. 6 for the counter, so he just dodges. Rolls a 20! He doesn't! He gets the mortal wound, but he takes 9 points of damage. So we're now at 11 health for Theocritus. A 20 for the attack. So that's going to be 22 damage. 22 damage for this guy. So it's 30. So it's 28 for the 22. And now he's mortally wounded, but only 1 time over. Because that's an instant hit. It's not dodgeable regardless. So Jotunheim is going to go. Jotunheim rolls a 16, just shy of the mortal wound threshold. He rolls a 1 on the mortal wound, so he's going to get 27. That's a 16 to attack. Against a 5, that goes through. That puts the Theocritus to 0. Insane battle. Jotunheim wins this battle. Can you believe that? And you know what else? I forgot about this number entirely, which would have changed a whole lot of this gameplay if I had remembered it. Because so many of those mortal wounds wouldn't have gone through because of this, which means 1 level of mortal wound damage to either of these characters wouldn't have been an issue because you couldn't roll any more than a d6. Like, you couldn't roll more. So that means 1 level of wound. That would have helped some of them survive. But there you get a rough idea. I feel like that was pretty well balanced, in my opinion. I felt like... I don't know, I felt like that was well balanced. Maybe it wasn't, maybe it was. I don't know, I have to workshop it. I have to workshop it, okay? It needs a lot of workshopping. I made this basically in a day. But I think there's a lot to work off of. That's kind of nice. Let's start the pathway. Right, we want to go there, so we're probably just going to go straight across. I honestly think I'm going to start the pathway at this patch of flowers, because the town's going to cover this a lot of ground here. So we can start that there. Which also, just the crazy thing about this, Jotunheim should have lost with these stats, but somehow he won this battle. Granted, I think in this scenario, forgetting about the hit threshold, it doesn't matter as much. Just because... Also, this template. I don't know how that happened. Template, can't use it anymore, because it's terrible. We need to make a new template. We need to make this into a new template. That was crazy. Absolutely insane. We can add that ourselves. What a crazy battle. Wouldn't you agree? Who would have guessed? So the reason why the hit threshold there at the end doesn't really matter is because we have a new character template sheet, and we have our two fighters here with friggin' Jotunheim winning, because both of them had very similar. That much, it just would have made it last a little bit longer, and not all of those mortal wounds would have necessarily gone through, which would have made it last a lot longer, which I think is fine. I have terrible internet right now. Stream's not going through super well. I think I'm happy. I'm pleased with where I got locationally. I'm going to end here. Thank you all for listening to me figure this out. I'm going to continue workshopping this and probably do another bout, because why not? Anyways, bye-o.